Good evening and welcome to the Formula Racing League Assetto Corsa Competizione Round 7 of the Taco Tuesday series takes us to Oulton Park in Cheshire, United Kingdom. I'm Tom Kent in the commentary position and I'll be alone unfortunately this evening as Craig Law has other commitments to be focusing on, so it'll just be me that you'll be hearing during the course of the next couple of hours. Just into the final quarter of an hour of this practice session. And Nico Busov, unsurprisingly, heading the way by only a couple of hundredths over his championship rival Will Freeman. As they look to do battle once again on this brilliant Oulton Park racetrack. In terms of what happened last week, Will Freeman came out on top by the narrowest of margins over Nico Busov, with Matteo Di Stefano in his first start of the season coming home in third place, and Ed Sterling putting in his best drive of the season so far in the Mercedes AMG in fourth. As far as the championship is concerned, yep, he's 15 points between the top two. It's most likely it's going to be one of them being crowned champion at the end of the season. Di Stefano, who we are with at the present moment. Around to the last braking zone of the circuit. Oulton Park that was first opened in 1953. Home to British touring cars for a very long time. It's the British Superbike Championships, British GT, the GB3 Championship, and TCR UK. In terms of the international circuit, which is the longer layout that we are using, is 2.692 miles, 4.3 kilometres if you prefer. Have joined us, we do welcome you. Do feel free to get involved in the live chat. Busov, who narrowly leads the way. We've got 26 drivers in the server at the moment. Hopefully there'll be a few more before qualifying begins. Just seen drivers making a few mistakes at the moment. As hard as they can to find all the time they need. Just notice that Will Freeman's car number on the graphic is 63, but it is actually 8 on his car, so that's just bear that in mind during the course of it. On the map it says 8 anyway, but definitely remember Will Freeman's car number off by heart anyway, as I've seen him so many times on the racetrack. See Luke Prentice going very well at the moment in the Lamborghini. We've got 3 Lamborghinis in the top 3 as we speak so far in this practice session. I want to go on board with a driver to take us on a lap of this racetrack. We'll go with Sean Cole. So he is coming round the last corner right now. So we ride on board with him as we begin a lap of this 4.3 kilometre Oulton Park racetrack. So braking for turn 1, which is quite a nice right-hander to get through here. Third gear it is that Sean Cole takes. He's invalidated his lap time because he went over the white line. We'll carry on as we are into the fast left-hander that he is going through. That is known as Cascades, and then we're heading through the Island Bend. Decelerating down to 4th gear, and then we brake for the Shell Oils corner hairpin. And out of there in 2nd gear, 100 kilometers an hour before applying the throttle. And then we head to the chicane, which is the Britain's chicane, turns 7, 8 and 9. And then we go on to the hilltop back straight. And then we eventually arrive into another chicane, which is Hislops. And it is followed by the right-hander of Knickerbrook. Then up the hill through Clay Hill. And the water tower going underneath the bridge. Then through the right-hander of Druids to the last braking point of the circuit, which is the Lodge corner underneath the Warwick Bridge. And braking in a straight line down to 2nd gear before coming out of there. And up the hill goes Sean Cole to the line. And it's a lap of this 4.3 kilometre Oulton Park circuit. Nicely done there by Sean Cole, despite the fact that he exceeded track limits at turn 1, but that's okay for this particular demonstration. So Luke Prentice, who's in 3rd place as we speak so far this season, as far as his stats are concerned. Luke Prentice is sitting in 12th behind his brother by 1 point, bearing in mind that a driver's lowest or worst score gets dropped at the end of the season. So far this season, Luke has missed a race, or crashed out at the beginning of the round at Snetterton. And Jack Prentice finished in 30th position in Watkins Glen last week, which is his worst score. At 1 point for finishing 30th, but that's been dropped. It's pretty much a dead heat between those two. It's the highest of the siblings. Say that Busov and Freeman are the two that are going to be fighting for the title. Sean Cole is 38 points off the top. Morgan Grace 52 points off the top with only 3 races left. There are 40 championship points up the grabs for the race winner. 38 for 2nd, 36 for 3rd. And there's a point on offer for the driver that sets the fastest lap, no matter where they finish. Here's Mihalko going up to 6th place in the number 41 Lamborghini. We look at Matteo Di Stefano, who's just completing a lap now. And the lap he's just done is not an improvement from before, so he stays where he is. Steve Caruana in the pits. We've got Melvin Crows on the circuit. A helicopter angle. Approaching the last 5 minutes of this practice session. 15 minutes of qualifying and a 60-minute race to follow. Given the lap times we are seeing so far, in terms of how many laps we are going to have for tonight's race, we are looking at around about 40 laps. So there is a mandatory pit stop included. It's Melvin Crows in P20. He had a good race last week, did Melvin. Watkins Glen, 5th place it was. He ended up. I've seen him move up the order quite a bit. He's only in 24th position. Now he had to change, well, he changed cars during the season. He's down that far. That's how he previously was. If you change cars, you do lose all your points. Point when you do change. Melvin, he'll just be focusing on getting the best out of the machine he is currently in. If you have joined us, do make sure you like and subscribe. Feel free to check out everything in the YouTube description on what the Formula Racing League has to offer on PlayStation and PC. It's in P20 right now, and is looking to find some more time as of when you can find it. Van Lyshout, who had his best race of the season so far, and he deserves some luck on his side. 6th place it was in Watkins Glen. That result has moved him up the order in the standings. He's now 17th on 63 points. Dane will probably be in the top 10 by the season's end. If he can get another good result here, that will do his points total no harm whatsoever. Up the hill goes Van Lyshout. Approaches Druids. Right on the exit. Got the likes of Mauro Senna and Fernando Ferreira joining now. Sit 29 drivers in the lobby. Got 2 rounds to go after this one. Zandvoort on December the 5th. Indianapolis Motor Speedway on December the 12th, both of which will be the normal format, 60-minute race with a mandatory pit stop included. In terms of the mandatory stops, you've got to change your tyres. Whether you choose to refuel or not is the driver's choice. Let us know who your money is on for this race as well. It's the other race that's going on within Taco Tuesday involving classes of Silver, Pro-Am and Am, who are all grouped together in one server. My understanding, it's not currently live, if you are watching us live. It's also the touring cars action that is going on within the FRL channel. Using rFactor 2 for that particular event. We are using Assetto Corsa Competizione. This is on the PlayStation 5 in case you are wondering. The last minute then of this practice session for round 7 of the 11th season of Taco Tuesday. First started in 2021. Fabulous job by everyone concerned within this particular league. The likes of Chris Gedman, Will Freeman, the Prentice brothers of Luke and Jack. And of course, James Williams, who was the one that put it all together in the first place, or at least one of those to put it together in the first place. Either way, they've done a splendid job. This is why we enjoy it so much. When Di Stefano is only one of 3 drivers on circuit right now, he's coming towards the end of his final lap. Track isn't at its optimum window, and in fact we are getting underway for qualifying right now. Drivers make their way out of the pit lane. 29 drivers are in as far as we know. Ben Milden is in the number 111 Audi. First driver that ducked out of the pits. I think it's Fernando Ferreira who's at the head of this queue. He didn't get a time on the board. I don't even think he even left the pits, as he was very late to join. He may well have practiced beforehand. Don't know if he was involved in the Super Sprint event that happened on Sunday night. He is experienced enough to know his way around this racetrack of Oulton Park. But knocks off the bollards, as that is pretty inevitable in all honesty. Once they're wiped out, you can't put them back in until you go on to another session. It is inevitable that these bollards, barriers and so are going to be knocked out of the way. You can't blame the drivers for the competitive nature that they are showing. Now, most of the drivers are on circuit, some are just heading out now, but they won't want to get in the way of those who are just about to start their flying laps. See Fernando Ferreira, who is in front of Will Freeman, who he's just backing off to give himself some space. So here is Ferreira crossing over the line. Now the fastest time we saw in practice, if I could just get the practice times up from earlier on, Nico Busov set his time was a 1 minute 32.8. That's a high 1 minute 32 is what we're aiming for in this qualifying session. I think the track temperature has gone up from what it was at the end of practice. I think at the end of practice it was 20 degrees, it's now 24. There is Ferreira making his way through the Shell Oils hairpin towards Britain's chicane. It's coming down towards Hislop's sequence. Through the quick right-hander of Knickerbrook. Up through Clay Hill, underneath the bridge, through Water Tower. Tricky right-hander of Druids, where we have seen a number of drivers make mistakes through here in the past, both in real life and in video gaming. Not mentioned Danny Watts' accident where he actually climbed over Heikki Kovalainen's car. I think that was in... Was that in British Formula 3 racing? It's definitely an accident that he had at Oulton Park. Just trying to find where exactly that was. It's definitely before Kovalainen raced in Formula 1 anyway, and Kovalainen made his debut in F1 in 2007. I think it would have been probably like 2004, I'd have thought. But fill me in on that in case I'm wrong. Fernando Ferreira, who's just crossed over the line for his first lap time. It was a 1:34.2, but Busov has eclipsed that by quite some way. 1:33.1, which is not a bad time for a first run. Look out to see if there's anyone else who's going to be putting in better efforts than what those have previously done. The track is dry, it's going to remain dry for this qualifying session. Prentice coming through the last corner then, onto the pit straight. And this lap time of his is good enough to move him up to third place behind Busov and Freeman. I think third could well be the best he's going to achieve in this session, because Busov and Freeman have shown some incredible pace throughout tonight so far, although we don't know for certain in terms of the times at which they did in particular track conditions. Ed Sterling is one of 6 drivers yet to get a time on the board. Morgan Grace is another one of them. Ben Milden's coming around to get a lap time on the board now, and that time is good enough to put him in 8th place. But what about those who are coming through? Come away from Ben Milden for a moment. Ed Sterling's got up to third place. He's within 2/10 of provisional pole, but Will Freeman is the fastest of all with a 1:33.1, half a tenth faster than his championship rival Nico Busov. Luke Prentice is in 4th place now. Moroseno is 5th. 2 drivers have yet to post lap times now. Made that one because Farquhar for Vissel has gone up to 20th place, which leaves Peter van Lyshout yet to get a time on the board. Lap times are changing all the time. Busov is aiming for an improvement. Prentice and Arsenio are coming round to complete their latest laps. Shorter racetrack to what most of the others are for the drivers, so they'll have enough chances to get lap times in. Prentice doesn't improve. What about Arsenio behind? Can he go up the order? He improved his time, but not in position. He stays, well, what was 5th place is now 6th because Jeffrey Godefroy is able to displace him and send him down the order there. Giggle is coming through the Hislop chicane. Who else is on the far side while coming towards the end of the lap? Well, Clyde Burrett has come through. He's in 8th place. I don't think he improved on his latest effort. Ben Milton's coming round the last braking zone of the lap. He's in 11th place as we speak, but can he move up the order? Yes, he can, by a couple of tenths up to 5th. He's a 10th or 100th short of what Godefroy has done. That's a great effort there from Ben to move himself into the top 5. Busov is now top of the timing pages with a 1:33.1, 300ths or nearly 300ths ahead of Will Freeman, who's now in need of improvement to get back onto pole position. There's no championship points on offer for anyone getting pole position, but Busov and Freeman know that one mistake could cost them the championship. Freeman has everything to gain here. He's 15 points behind Nico Busov in the championship, and he needs essentially to win the remaining races and hope that Busov will struggle. Busov, in fact, can afford to finish in the top 3 in the remaining races and still take the title. Freeman over the line, no improvement, stays in 2nd place. Ed Sterling's in 4th now. Luke Prentice is up to 5th place. Godefroy down to 6th position. Milden down to 7th place. Arsenio down to 8th. Sean Cull is coming towards Druids right now in the number 444 Porsche. He's just behind is that Peter van Lyshout, I think it is. Van Lyshout, who is still yet to get a time on the board. Cull is aiming to improve on his time. That leaves him in 13th position. The man 3rd in the championship going into this round needs to find a better time, and he can't do so. Stays where he is. Peter van Lyshout was able to get his first lap time on the board, and he's 14th. So he's on the same row as Sean Cull as we speak. Mauro Beganton is in 3rd place. That's a great effort from the Italian. He's hoping to improve from there. Will Freeman is further behind Busov now because Busov has posted the fastest time of the evening so far. 1:32.7 for the Croatian. Will Freeman needing to find really half a second if he is to get back onto pole position here. Nico Busov, who won the last 3 races before Watkins Glen, looking to return to winning ways here. So 3 wins, 2 second places and a 4th. The 4th has been his worst result of the season so far at the opening round in Mount Panorama. That's the drop score at the moment. Freeman needing to find an improvement here. Can't do it on this lap. So he stays where he is. Beganton is on his out lap at the moment. Sterling, I think, is on a lap. Godefroy is on circuit. Milden's coming around to start a lap now. Matteo Di Stefano is on a lap. And we want to go to the number 99 who's coming through. That will be Mauro Arsenio, who's just crossed over the line to begin a fast lap time. We've just seen improvement there from Fernando Ferreira, who's got up into